Hello, everybody. We're going to be doing some live Q&A today. The rate shock has been happening. It's been going up like crazy. Everybody is in a lot of pain with these interest rates that are going up. It is going to cause a lot of distress on a lot of people, and we can see that because the interest rates are going up and up and up and up, and they're not stopping. And there's no relief in sight right now for any of that. So we are going to be trying to take some of your questions and answers today and try and figure that out. But at the end of the day, what everybody really wants is generational wealth. And we're going to be talking about this generational wealth and how that we could overcome that. Now, we're going to be taking some different properties. We're going to be talking about some different properties and just putting them through a special calculator. So this property is one that I just had pulled up in Windsor, Ontario. So this is 499,000. I don't know, funny number at the end, right? But this is a duplex. We're going to see how much money this property can make for us. And then we're going to take some questions and answers from you. So number one, I have a calculator that I'm going to show you. This calculator is pretty cool. But if we take a look at the calculator, we're going to figure out exactly how much that we can pay for this property. So again, how much was that property again? 499,000, I think so. So we're going to enter in 499,000 into this calculator, and we're going to see how much money can we make from a generational uh, amount of income as total. 499,000. Now, the reason why I had picked this one property in particular is because this property had the rent in it. So we're going to go and take the rent off of this. How much are they saying they're making in rent? It says this is 2 semi-detached units. The rent on it is $12.50 a month and $12.25 a month. So if we calculate that together, that's going to make $24.75. $24.75 if we add those two together. So we're going to take those two and we're going to try to get that exact number, $24.75. We're going to do this live because I want you guys to see what you have to do. Put the price in here. You put the rent in the second place. Now we have to figure out our loans. Now, right now, you could probably get a 5.75 loan, maybe even 6%. I don't know what you're going to end up doing. But now we got to figure out what the taxes are and anything else that we have to pay for. So once we go through here, we're going to find out a little bit about that. So we can see here that the hydro pays for water. So he's got to have some water bills on there. And now we're looking for taxes, and they don't have any taxes listed, which can cause a little bit of a problem, but we're going to be able to estimate exactly what that's going to be. So this is where we're going to keep about our taxes around $2,000. It may be higher. Let's even put in 3,000 just to be sure. Okay. We'll put that in. Insurance is probably going to be around $200 a month. And we want to figure out if it's at 6%. But here is the percentage that you're going to make. We can see right here that you're going to make 38% on your money. Hey, you guys, please give me any of your questions if you're interested in them. So if you put in the price right here, 499,000, then you're going to add in the 24.75 in rent. You add in the taxes and the insurance. We have a little bit of money going to property maintenance and vacancy. Of course, on the right, then you can see some of the breakdown of the math. And in our math here, we're going to find out exactly what the cap rate is and what the yearly return on income is. So what we're caring about is we're laser focused on this percentage right here. And we want to know how much cash we can make. Addy Koopa, hey, how are you? You purchased the calculator today. Thank you so much. Please let me know what you like it, how you like it when you get it. I add the rental costs to the purchase price. So if I bought the property here for $499, this example, I would add the 50,000 of rentals to that price and make it $550. So we're pulling up this property at 499,000. And so this is how do we evaluate if this property is going to be correct for us? This is where you're going to go to the calculator right away, and you're going to start putting in the price and the rent to find out what your total amount that you're going to make. This is what you need to do to be able to make a lot of generational wealth. So if I told anybody that you could put down $99,000 of total down payment plus closing costs, and then you could make $221,000 off that 91,000, you'd be pretty happy, right? but this is 38%. So be laser focused on this, right? And so a lot of people today keep telling me that, well, David, I'm going to put down even more percent down. This is always the weird part to me. If you put 40% down on a property instead of 20, please pay attention to what the return on income would be. It drops a lot. So we need to always try to keep our return on investment as high as possible by keeping the biggest amount of leverage on the property possible. This is where you're going to make a lot of money overall, is by being laser focused on return on income. If we go down here, you see how there's a definition of terms on the side? Yes. And this version here, if we go look at it, we can have the purchase price and the rentals. We have our expenses, what we have to spend per month, in addition to the costs for us to do a mortgage. We have optimal cash flow here. We have our principal pay down. Then we have our 5-year deductions. Now, this is for capital cost allowance or depreciation. Then we also have our average yearly appreciation and our rent growth calculator already in this. So once you add all of these revenue streams, we are not purchasing properties for a property. We are purchasing this for all of the miniature business. Remember, a business has a lot of different cash flows. Hey, Uncle AJ, how are you, buddy? Yeah, so this right here is the version. This is the latest version, Addy Koopa. So the one that you purchased, this is it. And he's asking if there is any upgrades to the sheet. Do you get upgrades? Yes. Any upgrade that we get, you get lifetime access to this. AJ, if you're looking, if you'd like to think about purchasing something like this from me, you could. If you go to my website, Rough Team Realty, over in the corner over here, there's an investment property calculator. If you click on that, it's $39 if you want it, or you can build it for yourself. There's an American version and a Canadian version. Anyway, I digress. So this is the property that we're pulling up right now. Now we have to use this when we're going to be going through a calculator. When you're buying a house, you not only are going to be doing it for rent, which is going to be here, you have the purchase price. You also have to look at principal pay down and all of the deductions that we get, all of the juicy tax benefits and appreciation and rent growth appreciation and the rent growth calculator. Now, this computer will put this all together. So here is the juicy, amazing part. So on a property like this that we're looking at in Windsor, we have to put $99,000 down. If you put $99,000 down, which you can see right here, I don't know what the closing costs would be. If you do that, and you go down, we can see what the combination is between our cash flow, principal pay down, tax savings, and appreciation. This does not even take into account all of the value adds that we have over time. But we'll have our cash flows, principal pay down, all added up. So with $99,000 down, look at this. First year, I make $38,000. Second year, $41,000. Third year, $44,000. Fourth year, $47,000. So once you start seeing this money, and after 5 years, and I've made all of this money, I'm going to go refinance my property, maybe even after 3 years, and get all that money out tax-free. And so we have to figure out ways how to make huge returns on our money, 38%. Where else are you going to get that? We're going to make 38% on our money and pay no taxes. Pretty cool, eh? So I think this is pretty awesome. Uncle AJ, if you have any questions, just shoot them out for me. I'll try and catch it. We think this is pretty cool. So this is how I will go over a lot of the properties one after the other. So Addy, you would love to see an option next revision for a BRRRR using cash or reno or HELOC. So the BRRRR method is an easier way if you're using private money. You should use, in my opinion, we always would use private money because banks don't like to do cash out refis, especially right now. You should buy it up front if you can with a hard money loan, and then you want to go and have it mortgaged after you're all done. And if you can get a HELOC done up front, that would be ideal. That's the first way to do it and the best way. Use a HELOC to buy the property cash, do the renos, and then go have a bank evaluate it after. The BRRRR method, you have to use hard money loan usually, or you're going to be putting a mortgage on, which could dampen you from getting a remortgage for the next 3 years. So I don't know how we would put that exactly in a calculator. I just know that that's the best way to do it. So let's take a couple other properties, unless you guys have some properties that you want to give to me. So I just pulled up a random property on realtor.ca, or you can go to the MLS, or you can go to Zillow, or whatever that you really want. So I'm just going to pick a random property. I don't know what property this is. I'm not really sure, but let's just see if it has the rent price. That's what I would like to know. So I don't see anywhere where it's giving any rent. So I don't like to prepare this in advance, because everyone always says, well, David, you carefully curated the perfect property to have your recency bias, to show us something that might not be true. So I try to do it individualized, one at a time, and so that it can give you a good idea of what I'm doing behind the scenes when I'm looking for properties. Now, if I'm interested in a property, I'm going to send them an email and ask them what is the total amount of money that the property is bringing in. Now, they always have it. They always have it, but they're being quite aloof with it, right? They don't want to tell you what it is. So you see, on this property, they want to be quick to tell us that they spent over $600,000 on a sixplex. That's great. But they want to tell us only what the net is, $106,000 per year. So it's very hard to do any type of math if you don't have the gross. They only want to talk about the net. So that's kind of tough for us to do any type of math with. But we're going to try to find one live with you, just so that we could see if we can find out what the rent is. Now, if you have some skills in this market, you're going to be able to participate in this a lot easier, because we're going to know exactly how much rent a property would bring. But after we go through these, you're actually seeing with me live. This is how realtors are no good. I hate to go down on my profession and my fellow realtors, but the majority of people aren't doing the work. Look at here. You don't have how much that they're making. Where's the taxes? They're missing things here. What is the taxes? What is the NOI? Every single person that's coming to look at this is going to be interested in knowing those numbers. Okay, but we do have somebody who's giving us some numbers here on one property, and let's pull it up and let's do it with them live. This is Bibbert. Okay, you bought for $330,000. Let's do this live with you, okay? I love doing that. $330,000. You bought in 2016, $70,000 in rental. Okay, so then that would make it $400,000. You had a $400,000 unit, and rent today is $3,800 a month. Woo! Amazing. $3,800 a month. We'll put that in there. Rent today, $350 tax, 100 utilities. Okay, so $350 tax is a month. So that is going to bring us up to, can you do the math for me? That's 700, 4,200 in taxes. Your monthly insurance, I don't have your insurance here. $100 in utilities. I'm going to guess your insurance is about $100 a month. Can you also tell me what your interest rate is that you're paying on your mortgage? This is to Bibbert. If you give me how much you're paying there, then we could figure that out. So I'm going to guess that you put it in for 3% before, something like that, like a while ago. Oh, you're saying insurance is 110. Okay, I was pretty close, right? Variable rate. Okay, so what is variable rate today? 6%. So if this is taking Bibbert's example here, $400,000, $3,800 in rent, $4,200 a year in taxes, $110 in insurance, $100 in gas, or like just any type of utilities. And then if you go here, 20% down, 6% interest rate, what does it make you? 60%. Now, how do you get to 60%? 60% is $80,000 down on that property. 80,000. Your cap rate is 8.5. Your yearly ROI is 11.9. How do we get that? So if you zoom out on this form, you're going to see this is where you put your total rent, total expenses, optimal cash flow, principal pay down calculators, your 5-year term. This is for capital cost allowance and deductions, appreciation, rental growth appreciation. Once you add all of that stuff in, then you start making some real good numbers, right? What Bibbert, you're saying $2,000 mortgage payments per month. Oh yeah, I already got that. Look right there. There's your mortgage payment, 2,061. So your mortgage payment would be 2,061 if it was 6% interest. So that still brings you to almost 12% yearly ROI, but that's just on your mortgage. All the other juicy tax benefits gives you 60%. Isn't that fun? French River 8, how are you? Yeah, if you're interested, you can buy this calculator off me if you want to do that, or you can build it yourself if you'd like. If you wanted to, you just go to my website, Rough Team Realty. You can go to this website, roughteamrealty.com, and you just go over to the investment property calculator. It's $39 if you're interested. Or I'm showing you, if you're good with Excel, you can also build it yourself. There's an American version and a Canadian version if that is something that would interest you. But we're just trying to find properties where we're going to have a really good idea of what it rents for. So this property right here, 1.4 million, and it brings in $110,000 in gross. Now it's 7 units, so but they're not giving us any of the tax information. This would give us a little bit of problems, right? When we're going to come to that. So if you're going to do this, quick numbers, right? Actually, it's 1.4 million. Just have to put a 1 in front of it, and we know that it's renting for 110,000. So we get a very quick idea of what this is going to be. Your yearly property taxes. Oops. That number didn't come out quite right. Let's do it again. 1,400,000. We know that taxes on that property is going to be like 10,000. I'm quite certain that your insurance is going to be about 5,000, maybe $6,000 on a property like that. It doesn't want to tell us. Your fees will probably be like $400 a month in gas or so forth. We're going to have property management on a unit like that for sure. And so once we start really dialing down these numbers, it's going to really, really, really change a lot of that. So $110,000 per month. You guys, we're going to have to figure out here exactly what is 110,000. We got to figure out per month divided by 12. 91.66. Cool. 91.66. So we're going to change that rent. 91.66. We're going to say that he's on a variable rate. If he is on a variable rate on this exact one, so 1.4 million, $9,000 a month rent. We have our property taxes in per year. Our insurance is going to be 500. Sorry, on a monthly basis. Gas and electric, put everything in. We're at 41% profit. 41% profit. So how you're going to do this is you got to put in this and your monthly rent, property tax, monthly insurance, monthly utilities, property management. We put away money every month. So what you do every single month is you're going to be putting aside $450 into a reserve fund. If there's an empty unit, we're going to be putting in $450 into a maintenance reserve fund. But look at this property, man. It's only a 5 cap. And my yearly ROI is negative in the beginning because we're buying this really, really low. If you guys remember, the other property that we did in Windsor was at 60%. I would much prefer to make 60% rather than making only 40%. So you guys know that I only do deals over 35% ever. I'm never going to do less than that. So this is a deal that I could take, but I want even higher. I want even more money. But let's check it out. So I've only put out $280,000 as a deposit on this property of 1.4 million. But if we go look down at how much money did I make year one, I will have made $116,000 in my first year, $124,000 in my second year, $133,000 in my third year, 143, 153. Remember, after 3, 4, 5 years, I'm going to renegotiate my deal back up to 80%. I'm going to take out all of this cash tax-free out of the property. This is the deal here, is you have to be able to learn how to use depreciation or capital cost allowance, just like good old Donald Trump does and pay no taxes. I mean, this is the goal, right? So if you guys have any properties that you want me to run here, just let me know which properties you'd like me to do, and I'll give it a shot. What if house prices dive? Now, this is the thing. You have to buy properties that are a good deal. The only reason that you're worried about if the house price dives is because you don't have any faith in the asset. If you had 1,000% conviction in anything, then you wouldn't care. You would never ask that. So if you're asking what if the house price dives, it's probably because you're in too expensive of a market. You have to be in a market, in a property that is below the average, below the mean. So if you're in Toronto, a $1.4 million condo is a one bedroom. In many cases, might be a two bedroom, right? But a $1.4 million condo over where we're talking about. So we were just using this as an example. This 1.4 million is a 7-unit building. A 7-unit building. Let's take a look at some of the pictures. There's a lot of money here. This isn't just a 1-bedroom condo. This is a 7-unit building. Look at all the brick, all of the windows, all of the material. That probably would cost you more than $1.4 million in materials today to build this unit. Look at it, solid brick, all 4 walls. So you're buying the materials. This is what is interesting to me is we could buy a property like this, say, for 1.4 million, but the rebuild cost on a unit like this might be $2 million. So in essence, I'm getting the building for less than the cost of replacement, and the land is free. So a building like this would be a lot safer of a bet than a condo in the sky in Toronto. Make any sense? So this is where the insurance company can give you a lot of solitude and make you feel really, really good, because they're going to send somebody to come look at this property, and they're going to say the rebuild cost of this property is 2.2 million. So if you can buy the unit for under the rebuild cost, my goodness, you're ahead of the game. The likelihood of a building like that going down in value is going to be very, very low. So that's why we're taking this one, and we're going to do this example on this unit here just to see where we're sitting. Do you guys have any questions, comments, anything that you want me to take a look at? Kent, did I answer your question, Kent? I hope so. Okay, so what we were doing is we were just looking at a random property. So do you guys want me to look at any new cities? I'm happy. This is why I do this live, is just so that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing, you know? So let's say that you were going to look up, well, someone was bringing up Kingston to me earlier today. So let's pull up Kingston, Ontario. This is just what I do. Okay, here's a building, 549. This is why I do this live, just to show you guys what it looks like. No rent prices. So this is why I want to do one with you that's a little bit easier. We want to know exactly what it's renting for so that you guys can have a jumping off period. Here we go. It gives you what the rent is. Nice. Hopefully the realtor did his job and put the taxes down. Did he put taxes? No, he did not. Aren't you frustrated with people who don't do their whole job? Okay, guys, let's try and do this. All right. $32.50 for rent. $32.50. $549 is the purchase price. Okay. $549 and $32.50. What you do is you go here, $539. Whoops. $539 and $32.50 was the rent, right? It didn't have any other numbers, but we know just from experience, right? You might be paying around $3,500 in tax. That actually might be a little bit more, $37.50. Our monthly insurance on that unit is going to be like $200. You're probably not paying anything, maybe some sewer or something like that. And there you go. So this is if we go with a variable rate and 20% down, $539,000 property purchase, $32.50 in rent, 20% down at a variable rate of today's rate, if we were going to be looking that up, and putting down our property insurance and taxes every year. Today, this should make you around 42.8%. 42.8% is the money that we're going to make on that property if we take into account appreciation, rent growth. What does that mean? Around $46,000 you'll make in year one, $49,000 in year two. Now, there's a couple of assumptions that you have to make in here, where we're going to go to the assumed rate of appreciation that you have to put in. As you know, this is way under what inflation is today, but 5% is pretty low. I am not putting this at the correct rate. It could be way, way higher than that. Also, rent growth. So you have to average out the numbers between tenants as people are always moving out, and we raise it back up to rent. Or if you're in a rent controlled area, we have to pay attention to that. The other assumption is, what is your improvement value to land value ratio, which you can get from your insurance company. Also, your tax rate. You got to put in there. So we have to make some assumptions and put in some data. Remember, the only things you do in here is fill out the yellow squares. If you just fill out the yellow squares, you'll come out with your number. This is the number you need, 42%. I don't do anything unless I make 35% per year. So that's how you're going to figure out what you do. Now, while we've been live here, we've been looking at different rates, where we can make 40%, 50%, 60% on our properties. If you could figure out how to make 60% per year, do you think you care about inflation? No, you don't care about inflation anymore, because there's better ways to make money, right? So this is where you have to change your mindset and find different ways to make money, because the old ways of making money do not exist anymore. Do you guys want to do one more, or do you want to give me one? Anybody want me to do one, or do you want me to give you one? The reason I'm doing this live again is just so that you could see exactly like how I'm doing this. I want you to see how quickly I'm scanning different properties all the time. I want to know what the total value of the units are. Woo, there's a lot of information here on this one. Good Lord. Do they have the taxes? No. Again, see, they don't put the taxes in. But what we're looking for is the total amounts of rent. 5-bed unit is rented for $34.95, and the basements are $11.95. Okay, potential rents. What the hell does potential rent mean? So why didn't you up the price already? They can't, right? Because they're long-term tenants and they're rent controlled. So they might stay there for another 10 years, and I can't get potential rent for another 10 years. What's the point of that? So we have to go by what they're actually giving me. $35.95, $11.95, $34.95, and $11.95. $34.95. And then we put the second unit at $11.95. So we don't go by Dreamland, okay? This isn't Disney World. And we put in the two prices right there, and then we're going to find out exactly what the purchase price, $1,029,000. Yeah. So we're going to go put that in the calculator and see how that goes. $1,029,000. So we go look at that building, $1,029,000, making $46.90. Property taxes will be a bit higher than that. And insurance, that's about right. And then gas and electric, maybe you have a little bit of sewage in there. Depends. But as you see, if I put down $1,029,000 with current rents, forget what they're talking about. And then we put our property tax insurance in there. Now you're making 37% on that unit. As you guys know, 35% is my absolute bottom. I would never go below 35%, but you got to figure out a way how to make more than that. A lot of our properties are sitting at 40, 50, 60, even 70% per year. So you can find a lot better than that. Just on this live that we've done, we've already found a 50 and a 60% return. So why would I actually go down and do a 37% return when I can have a 40 or 50 or 60% return? This is no good. So I wouldn't do that. But do you see how fast you can actually go through properties to see if they actually fit the bill or not? This type of property would be a property that you would do if it was downtown Toronto. Okay. But this is Windsor. So you wouldn't buy something like that type of return from there. Now they're saying, oh, but wait, we could raise the rents up to $42.50. Okay. Really? If you did, why don't you? So you guys on YouTube and Facebook, if you guys want to drop any questions or put any properties, just put a comment there and I'll be able to get to you. If you want me to run any of your properties or if you have any questions, listen, the interest rates, you guys are killing people right now. We're in a lot of trouble. So we got to do what we can do. Try to offer 850, Kent? Yeah. Okay. Can we do something here? Let's just go to the numbers and see what happens if we offered 850,000 for that same property. 850,000. So you can use this calculator the exact same way. And look, it just bumped it up to 43% if I got that. Now, this is my goal to you. So you see, this is why I like using this calculator. If they would accept it, I can figure out what it is right away. So if I get a call from them and say, okay, you can take we'll take 850 if you accept it within the next hour, I can instantly figure out how high it is. But you guys know that I've already been working on this. And just today we found 50 and 60% gains. So even if they would take 850, I probably wouldn't take it because I already saw a 60%er come up today. Ven, you said glad to move to Alberta from Ontario. Nice. Alberta. We got a lot of properties out there. Actually, two of my companies are based out of Alberta. So yeah, we love Alberta. So thanks very much. If you guys are interested at buying this calculator, just go to my website, Rough Team Realty, if you want. And over here on investment property calculator, you can click on that. It's $39 and it's an American version or a Canadian version, whichever one that you want. But since you're bringing up Alberta, let's try and take out look at something in Alberta. Anybody have any ideas? Ven, since you are from Alberta, can you give me just a name of a city that you would like me to do? Sat Bular, the name of the calculator. So if you go to my website, the Rough Team Realty, my last name is Rough. Just go to that website, roughsteamrealty.com, and just go over to investment property calculator. It's $39. Then you can buy the Canadian or American version, and you can pay it on a credit card or PayPal or whatever the heck you want. Okay, Ven, you're saying Edmonton. Let's do this live, Edmonton, and let's just find something that we can do in Edmonton. Nice. I like this. I like this. You guys give me some a run for my money. All right, so you guys on YouTube and Facebook, if you want, you can give me some stuff. So we're going to look for a unit for sale in Edmonton. Look, there's nothing in there that is multi-residential in a freehold. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. So let's try and just pull up any unit that we can. So what we're trying to find here is a rental, but man, oh man, this is going to be tough. I already know what's going to happen here. Nobody is going to write what it rents for. No rent. Do you want to give me some fictional numbers, Ben? Hey, Curtis, how are you? Good to see you, buddy. Curtis is the main man. We love Curtis. All right, so then this is going to be a very one-on-one. We're going to be very personal here. I need some fast answers from you, okay? So when we look at this, there's no taxes anywhere. And it also doesn't tell me what it rents for. This is a bit of a problem. So once we are going to see these types of properties, we got to find one that actually has a rent involved in it. Or do you want to give me what the rents are? You can do something like that if you're interested. But we got to find something with some numbers. You bought a property on Alberta. Check it out. Windmill Harbor. Oh man, you're making it really tough on me, man. I don't know if we're going to be able to find that, but let's try. Edmonton Windmill Harbor. I think it's going to come up. Oh man. Edmonton Windmill. One word. Harbor. I don't know. I guess I gotta find. You have an address for me that you want me to look up exactly? I can't find that. It's a little bit too specific. But we're going to try to do this. I want you guys to see it live. But what we have to do is find a unit that has actual rent prices on it. This is what I do. So just let's say that we're in multifamily. And hopefully we're going to find a couple that are multifamily. Normally, they will list what the rents are. Okay, so let's just take a unit like this, and I'm going to hope that we can find a rental on it. Look at that. They don't even want to put down what the units make. But listen, guys, this is not uncommon. Unfortunately, this is how the majority of realtors operate. The number one thing that people want, but look at this whole building, and they want of course they don't want to tell you it is only 25% occupied, meaning 75% of the properties are empty. Are you kidding me? So nine of the 12 units are empty. What a joke. So, of course, this could be a massive opportunity if you wanted to buy this for yourself, but it's not going to work, unless you have some skills to go in there, fix it all up. And so all these people that want you to pay top dollar because they want you to go in and pay for projected rent. What a joke. Look at this. 80% of the units are revamped. So what does that mean? The other ones are no good. But look at this. This is what I'm talking about. If you're a realtor and you're watching, just guys, this is the importance of always doing your job. Put down the taxes into this. Put down taxes. Put down what the rents make. Then these same realtors are the ones that get frustrated that they get 100 phone calls every single day asking them what on earth is it going for. Look at this. We cannot find one person at all that will even say what the rent's for. So this is what I mean, guys. Like, we have systemic problems where people are not doing their jobs. Black Saint Anne. Here, Lac Saint Anne. Oh boy, you're way out there. Okay, Lac Saint Anne, Windmill Harbor is in Lac Saint Anne County. This is all right, Curtis. Thanks very much for coming by, buddy. Thank you. Good to see you. Hi, Otis. How are you? Commercial deals in the $2 to $3 million range. Well, everything can be commercial. We could take residential units and turn it into commercial all the time. So there's not very much available in Lac Saint Anne, to be honest. But let's try this one for $1.2 million. That's Lac Saint Anne. Notice anything here, guys? Not one mention of how much it rents for. And they don't mention how much tax is. But you can see that it's been on the market for 112 days. That means that they're not very quick and not really eager to sell that property. So this type of stuff happens all the time. And this is why, number one, you have to dig for a lot of information. You have to do that. These are just lots. Oh, boy. So this is why it's really, really tough for you to actually do the work. And everyone thinks that being a real estate agent is easy, man. This is a pain in the butt. You could spend days and days looking for information just to find out that it's no good at all. So this is what I would do if I were you, is you have to send them an email, or we're going to have to try to figure out what it is. Look at this again. Don't tell you how much rent it is. They don't tell you anything. So this is the frustration is we're dealing with a lot of realtors who don't do their job. I don't want to call out anybody, right? Anyway, so if you go to numbers, you guys, this is how we do this. Yeah, Freddie over on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube. You're saying Treb is the same way? For sure, man. Good to see you. They never have the taxes. They never have how much rent. And this is the annoying part, is when you actually make a phone call and tell them, guys, you're not putting it up there. They're mad that they're getting so many phone calls. Oh, I'm getting a million phone calls. We'll put up the information and let people make their decision from there, right? So Treb is the same way. Very, very annoying. So let's do one just off the cuff. Freddie, can you help me out, actually? Can you give me some numbers? Hey, Ven, are you a real estate agent? So, Freddie, if you want to give me some numbers for a property in Toronto, we can run something like that. So we were looking at $1 million condo. Oops, 10 million. We were looking at $1 million condo the other day, which is a 2-bedroom. Is that right in zeros? $1 million condo. Do you know what it rents for? It rents for 3,700. Taxes on that were just under 4,000 bucks. Insurance is about $200. And guess what? We have condo fees, mega condo fees too. Condo fees were 975 on that unit. So in something like that, right? We don't really need a lot of maintenance money put aside, but you can. So we can leave that if we want. So on this unit, Freddie, if you want, you can do it for me. But you see, on $1 million unit with $3,700 rent, if we go with today's rate, we're only going to make 27%. Now, you guys, look at me here. I'm telling you that 27% is a joke. But guys, if you got 27% in the stock market, you would be laughing, right? You'd be making so much money. You'd be so happy. But if you made 27% putting your money in savings, you would say, I'm never going to do anything else. But for some reason, people get kind of tied up when they're not wanting to make 27% in real estate. And I'm one of them, because don't do this unless you're a minimum of 35%. If you can't make 35% on your money, then I wouldn't do it. Then you said you found your property on Google, sold your house in April in London, Ontario. And you normally look for a house yourself without agents. So don't know what that means then. What do you mean that you don't look for a house without an agent? That usually means that if that is the case, right? If you don't do it with agents, you're still going to look at homes, but you're calling up each individual agent to go look at it one at a time, right? So it's probably you're still using agents, but you're just not using one. You're using a whole collection of agents, I guess. Freddie, yeah. Oh yeah, you like my calculator? Good, man. Yeah, I made all of this. Takes a long time to build something like this. Investors are quite pampered for sure, and investors don't realize how much work is involved. This is the thing is, I got a lot of investors that talk to me, and they're trying to ask me, well, like I'll give you $100 for you to work 10,000 hours. So it gets kind of crazy. The work is not the money. Everybody has money. Everyone I talk to has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars sitting on the sidelines ready to do stuff. In the United States, there's $5.7 trillion sitting in people's accounts. Money is the easy part. Skills are the hard part. What I do and what my companies do is very, very hard. Kent, I've door knocked and got 2 private properties for myself. Maybe that's what she's done. Maybe. Kent, wow, where did you door knock and get 2 private properties? I'm super, super interested in that. So if we pull up some numbers, we can do so if you're interested in it. Yeah, Freddie, bullseye, right? That's the hard part. Skills are the hard part. Being able to have the team that I have, and had Alexis and Tessa and Glenn and everybody help me make these computers. Like, we can't do the job alone anymore. We have to have an entire team of people. One in Brampton and one in Hamilton, Kent. Unbelievable. How many doors did you knock on? Unbelievable. Door knocking just doesn't work. I've door knocked a lot in my life, and I've never found it helped at all. All right, you guys. So if you guys have any other questions, do you have any questions about this calculator or how that we operate it? I'm going to get running. You guys got some things to do, but just wanted to show you how this works. We take the information from a property and have to plug it into a calculator to see if it's even worth it. So we were pulling up some properties in Edmonton. The reason I like to normally pull up multiplexes is because these are the ones that will normally tell you what the rent is. But most of these agents, Mr. David over here, look at this. It doesn't give me any what the rent is and no taxes either. So bang your head against the wall, right? Because these guys never put up the information that anyone's actually looking for, which is frustrating. Even on big homes, I would expect $4.5 million unit for us to say what's involved. But proof is in the pudding, guys. 243 days on market. What a joke. These guys obviously don't want to sell. Why do you have it on the market? So this is the Disney crowd, the dreamers. And I have them come to me all the time and they ask me, "Oh, David, we want you to list our property for us and we want $4 million." And I'm like, "Yeah, but the property's worth 2.8." I'm thinking of one guy up in Woodbridge that we were dealing with. He wants way more. He goes, "Yeah, but if there's a Saudi prince that wants to pay more for it, then I'll take it." Okay, well, I actually work in the real world here with real people. If I cannot bank on the Disney World effect, somebody is going to come and pay $1 million all over. I've never seen that in my life. Again, doesn't tell me how much rent. Been on the market for 76 days, which is a lot. Doesn't have how many taxes. So do you see how this is? This is why I'm showing you live. So you have to figure out, if you're doing this work on your own, either get a really good agent that is willing to work with you, but you have to have your expectations in the world of reality. So I have people all the time that will come to me in Toronto and say, "David, if you could find me a $1 million unit and it has to rent for $3,000 a month." I'm like, okay, we could do this. But they'll also say to me, "David, I have a $1 million unit that has to make $7,000 a month in Toronto." And we all automatically know that that's not possible. So you have to know if you're going to be spinning your wheels or not. They have to be within reality. But if you guys go over to this website, Rough Team Realty, you can go here, Rough Team Realty, and just go over to investment property calculator. It's $39 if it's something that you're interested in. There's an American version and a Canadian version. So you can get that if you want, but the way that the calculator works is you have to make a couple assumptions, but there's a ton of calculations that have to happen in the background. So I have some definition of terms that you can understand what it's going to be. Freddie over on YouTube, you said we got to pull a few comps and see market what the market wants in a particular area. Yeah. I think they are sites that give you market rent price per square foot, right? But a lot of those sites are very wrong, unfortunately. Like, I've tried to look at a lot of these algorithmic sites that have like Zillow or House Sigma or whatever they are. They're not always accurate. They're sometimes like very, very, very off, actually. So whoa, where am I? So if you're on this calculator, is this where you guys can see me right now? I'm not really sure. If you want to take a look at the calculator, you have to figure out here the price, the rent, and put in whatever your expenses and mortgages are. This is what you have to do. Only fill in the yellow squares, and then all the other calculations will happen on their own. What you have to do is make a couple assumptions. You have to figure out what your improvement value is. Is that an assumption? Or can you go straight away to your tax man and get that number? You can get that very easily. Your marginal tax rate, you should be able to figure that from last year's taxes, and what your rent growth is and what your average appreciation is going to be. Otis, you're saying you figure out rent from comparables in history of the property. That can be something. Yep. Lead generation is very important. Yeah, lead generation is everything in all kinds of things. I don't even know how do you say your name. I don't want to say it because I'm going to mess it up over on YouTube. Fuji? Let's say that. Hey, how are you, man? Thanks very much for coming by. Hopefully this has answered some questions for you guys. This calculator is how you are going to make all of your money in real estate. So this is what we want to do by generational wealth, is focus in on this number, the total ROI that you're going to get in year one. Girick, sir, how can I get net positive rent payments in this market when mortgage rates are so high? I get it all the time. So we were just doing a whole bunch of lives today. We were finding 20%. This one's 20%. We had 30%. We had all the way up to 50 and 60%. All the time. So you can find them, but it just takes work. And so what you have to do is you're going to go to whatever your favorite site is of the day, whatever that site is going to be. You can go over to a rental property, find a property online. And what you have to do is go to that property. You're going to have to see what it rents for, what the taxes are, get some of that information. Sometimes they'll write how much you're going to make here. And then once you have the information here, then you're going to have to take it and go and plug it into the calculator. Once you plug it into the calculator, you're going to instantly see how much money that you're going to be making per month. And to answer Kent's question, do you get the calculator for life after purchase? Absolutely. And you get any subsequent upgrades that we make, because sometimes we have to change some of the calculations. So you can go to the website, my website, Rough Team Realty. It's $38, $39, I think, 30, something like that. And then you get it for life. You get an email with the actual link on it. So 15%. This is not a lot, right? We need a lot more than that. And Garrick, you have to go through a lot of different properties. And so the process is always going to be the same. You're going to pull up Realtor or Zillow or House Sigma or whatever it is. We're going to go find properties, whatever the property is, find out what the rent is and the taxes are. As soon as you find something out like that, then we can actually move somewhere. So, do you guys want to do one more live before I get going? Is that something that you would like? YouTube, you guys as well? Do you want me to do one more before I head out? If you are interested, can you just write like do one more or something like that in the comments, and I'll do one more if you want. If you're interested, anyway. Give me a property. You want one more? Okay. All right. So let's do one. Do you guys do you want to do one in Toronto? I don't know where. Let's just pick one in Toronto, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So do you guys want a house or a condo, or like what do you guys want me to do? Maybe we'll do a condo for one. Let's pull up a condo and let's see what we can get. How about we just take the first one? That way you guys that this is just random. I'm not picking and choosing them. So here's a unit, 869,000. It's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath. Hopefully, they're going to tell you how much square foot it is. But going on this guy, what did he put in here? So he did not give me taxes, but he did give me how much floor square space it is. So he doesn't know how much rent. So I know that area is just over $3 a square foot. So 692. That's what we have to use. 692. So you go 692 square feet times, and this will be 692 square feet, and this is going to be about $3.10 a square foot. 3.1 times 692, right? That's going to give me 2145. That's the minimum. So we're going to go very, very, very basic here. Okay. 2145. So now that we have some idea of the rent, we're going to pop over to the calculator, and I'm going to write in 2150 for the rent, but we're going low. I actually think it'd be a lot higher than that, but 650 maintenance fee. Freddie. Freddie's giving me a number. Do you guys want me to do Freddie's over on YouTube? Oh man, you guys want me to do a lot of different ones. Okay, I'm going to do Freddie's over here. Richmond Hill condo, 550,000. Freddie, I might need more numbers, so we'll get ready to fire them to me, okay? $2,500 rent. Put in $2,500 rent. And I need taxes, buddy. 780 square feet, 650 maintenance fee. So, on that unit, you're probably going to be paying, $4,000 or something like that in taxes, insurance. If it's a rental, $175 per month. Now we got to put away some money for vacancy, some money for maintenance. You don't necessarily have to do that. And if you're on 3,500 in taxes, you're saying 3,500. Okay. So I'm taking Freddie's example from over on YouTube. So if we have $3,500 in taxes, $2,500 in rent, $550 for the unit. We're going to go 6% if that is the rate for today. Hey, Manny, how are you, buddy? 6%. So what that would bring me is 29%. So this is what we have to do to be able to figure that out. So do you see in a couple seconds, Freddie, or all of you guys who are watching, you can put in the price and rent, drop in your taxes, insurance, and whatever your condo fees are. Actually, I have a newer version that has a condo fees line on it. This is still putting aside $125 a month every single month in case that the unit is empty. It's also putting $125 a month aside in case a tap breaks or a mirror breaks or whatever repairs we have to do. 2.4% cap rate, 18% year return on investment. but right here is 29% per year. As you guys know, I don't usually do anything under 35%. Horrible return. Exactly, Freddie. I wouldn't do that deal right now. Nope. Not for me. As you guys know, I only do 35% and up, but a couple things that are going to change it. We have to make some improvement value. We know that an improvement value on a unit here would be completely reversed. The improvement value may only be 40% of the property value, which massively changes your capital cost allowance. In addition, well, the appreciation probably would be a little bit higher, and our rent growth would be quite a bit lower, maybe 3 or 4% on that unit. So even if we adjust our assumptions of rent growth and our appreciation, it's going to change everything, and then it's going to bump up to 37%. But the other assumptions have to prove true, and this is why I wouldn't be doing this deal. I just know from experience it's not enough for me. Explaining the slavery system. I don't know if this is the slavery system. I'm trying to show you how to get generational wealth in your account. So what I'm trying to teach you is if you put $110,000 in 5 years to be able to make $248,000 off that return, 37% per year, you'd be pretty happy. Doug Ford is overriding zoning, allowing to convert detached to triplex. Now you can get cash flow deals in Toronto. Yes, absolutely. Now it could be in court for a lot of years, you guys, right? Because in court, the municipal, the mayors, all the counties, whatever, they all going to be fighting. Manny, 35% is tough to get. No, actually not. I get over 35% all the time. So you kind of have to understand how big corporations work. When they're buying a $10 million property, a $100 million property, this is what they're doing. They're going to be putting this math through where they have their total rents. This is the total rents here. And then down here is the optimal rent once they get it up to the price they want. We'll put in our financing costs here. We'll put in all of our expenses here. Then this one will be the principal pay down. This one is the tax implications for capital cost allowance or depreciation, depending if you're in the United States or Canada. This right here is your appreciation of the unit. This is the rent growth calculator. And once you figure out all of those streams, then it basically burns down to just one number, 37.46%. Once we calculate everything, what does that actually break down to? It breaks down to these red squares. First year, $41,000 in profit. Second year, 45,000. Third year, 49, 45. So this calculator does all of that for you. Freddie, you have a calculator like this, slightly different? Yeah, cool. Listen, guys, this calculator is, out of my brain. I invented this one. So this one is how you can do this. Now you're understanding how I do it, but you could figure this out on your own. You can go make it on your own. Or if you want, you can buy it. It's $39 if you go to my website. Manny, here's the good thing for you is that you can do this. You can get over 35% all day if you want. Manny, if you're interested in buying this model, what you have to do is you have to go to my website, which is called Rough Team Realty. If you just go to that website, Rough Team Realty, there's a little line over here called Investment Property Calculator. Click on that calculator, and it has a Canadian and American version. It's $40, $39, I think it is. I think it's really cheap. It took like hundreds of hours to make it. So, or you can make it on your own, whatever floats your boat, my friend. All right, so let's get back into the calculator. Does it do multiplexes as well? Absolutely. So here, do you see here how there's different units? You can put in all the different rents from all the different units in there and figure it out from there. David Minkies is selling condo near City Hall, 567 square feet, no parking. They claim $3,100 a month in rent. Dream on for a 500 square foot unit, $3,000 a month. Oh man, these guys are jokesters. So first of all, pre-construction, in 2026. So you're going to hope in a prayer with all the supply chain disruptions. Labor is not available. Materials are shooting up in price. These pre-constructions that go to 2026, they're assuming that the rent rate is going to go up and up to $3,100 for 500 square feet. What is this, Manhattan? And they're going to say, well, in 2026, we think it'll be worth $3,100 in rent. No way, Jose, man. I wouldn't do that. It's so risky. You probably are not even going to get a hold of that unit, man. Not for me. I play in the world of certainties. I don't play the game of, well, we hope. We hope that the building will be done in 2026. We hope that we're not going to have to charge you more money. How many times have you seen in the news right now that these guys are telling you, well, we miscalculated. You need another $75,000. You need another $100,000 on the unit, or we're not closing. Mega problems with that. Yeah, man, I do not. That makes me have like gastric, what is that? I have to take a Tums. But this is, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Why don't you go buy an existing unit today that is 560 square feet? Go buy an existing unit. The math is going to be way, way, way better. Yeah, Otis, you thought they were crazy too? So do I, brother. Freddie's saying that's a lot of hope. $3,100 for 500 square feet, man. So I play in a different world. Yeah, right, Otis? You're saying close to 2028? That's what I think too. It's not going to happen for a long time, guys. So do you want to do some of those numbers? Otis, tell me, what are they charging in for that unit for 567 square feet? What do they want for that unit? I don't have to do it, guys. You know that it would be crazy, right? Garrick, this is a good question. Do you estimate rent based on per room or per square foot? Rent is by square foot. So if it's a unit that's under 400 square feet or something, it's $4 a square foot. If it's like 700 square feet, it's $3 a square foot. But if the unit ends up being a massive unit, say like 2,000 square feet or something like that, then the rent is going to be $250 a square foot. It's a sliding scale. Yeah, Otis. Yeah, you don't even remember. You threw it out. Crazy prices, eh? Absolutely bananas. We don't play in the world of hope. We play in the world of reality, right, my friends? Anyway, so thank you guys for all of the questions today. We really appreciate it. Hopefully this has given you some ideas on how to make generational wealth. Listen, guys, if we are not making generational wealth, then all of this is for naught. But I can tell you that every single day we can find deals at 50%, 60%, 70%, all over the place. So if we can find deals like that, and you're making 70% per year, 50% per year, who cares about inflation? Remember, the only way for us to make money during inflationary times is to outrun inflation. So instead of making your Peasley 7% in the stock market, why don't you aim on making 35% in real estate, 40%, 50%? If you do that, then you're going to be able to make generational wealth. And whatever it is, if I make $300 per home and I need $10,000 per month to survive, what is $300 per home divided by 10,000? Now you have your number, right? You need 30 houses or something. So how fast can I buy 30 houses? Or can I buy a 30-plex, one shot, and then retire? Is that how you're going to do it? So you can do this. You can actually do this. It's easy. Fugi over on YouTube. Thank you very much. I got multiple screens going here, guys. Sorry. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 screens, and I have a lot of cameras, so I'm looking everywhere. You're very welcome. Hopefully that helped you out a lot. This calculator is how you can beat that. Can I do commercial products with this calculator? Absolutely. You can do commercial products the same as you could do residential products. So if we take a look at this screen again, what is commercial products? Commercial products will have a higher price for the purchase price. You're still going to have your overall rents for the unit. Commercial products will have higher taxes, higher insurance, higher monthly utility bills, and you might have water and you might have lawn and snow. You'll always have property management included in it, and the interest rate is higher for commercial. And then you can find the total amount. It's the exact same. Would I recommend properties near universities renting to students and the defaults? No, I wouldn't recommend that. Now you make more money renting to university students, but it's way, way, way more headache. So then comes the example. Is it worth the headache? Is it worth the headache? Man, the headache is not worth it. Everyone that I've ever known that have bought in units for university students because they're like, I can make an extra 1, 2, 3%. They end up selling the units because they can't handle the headache. All of the noise violations, and they break everything. Listen, I would much rather, I'm thinking of one of the units I just rented out to 2 dentists. Those 2 dentists, they don't want to mess up the unit. They're just here to get in and get out. That's what I want. I don't want to rent it to a bunch of university students. I like buying properties near hospitals because I get a lot of nurses and doctors, the on-call ones. So near transit, like near a hub station in like Union Station in Toronto, for example. This is very good. Near a hub station, near an airport, near a hospital, very good. Universities, no, I don't buy near universities. Hopefully, Freddie Fugi over on YouTube, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys on TikTok, if this helped at all, please follow me over on YouTube. Exact same name, Rough Team Realty. We really appreciate it. All right, you guys. Hope that you have a fantastic day. We'll talk to you soon. See you later. Bye, everyone. And you guys on YouTube, Facebook, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you very much for all your questions. If you're interested in buying that calculator, you can head on over to roughteamrealty.com. That's it for me today, guys. Wish you the very best. Keep on crushing it. Make some money.